What's going on, people? It's your man the YB back once again. Big shout out to my doggy Lightstar449 for coming through and boosting up the coin. So, Dave Allen, man, I got some coin on Dave Allen still. Let's start there. I put a tenner on Dave Allen. He's fighting Johnny Fisher at the weekend on the Fury Usyk undercard. I got in at 10-1. Johnny Fisher versus Dave Allen. Now, this is a punt. I like big odd punts. I liked Beterbiev at 10-1 on points. Oops. And I also like the fact that in this new age, there's a lot of hype jobs. I like Mark Tibbs. Mark Tibbs, it was a lesser known guy. Mark Tibbs had a fighter who got in there. It was supposed to be a gimme fight. It was a 10-1 fight. And his fighter, Mark, to be fair, Mark was doing the best he could. But his fighter started off well, was lightning quick, had all the skills, looked red hot, like a bit like J.R. Patai really, looked really red hot. And then 2-2s, the kind of the European dude, the Eastern European dude, just stayed back, and all he had was the difference. All he had was it was hard. That's all he had. And eventually he ends up, did he stop him or just beat his ass on points? Ends up stopping him or beating his ass on points in devastating fashion. It was looking like a bit of a whooping. I think Mark Tibbs even said it at one point. If you don't do something in this round, I'm pulling your ass out. That's how bad it got. And again, this isn't I'm not kind of bashing Mark Tibbs who trains Johnny Fisher, but the point is, this is the new age. And Johnny Bosch, he hasn't been in there with no one yet. I'm not saying Dave Allen's probably going to cuck me. That's the truth. He's cucked me before. That said, Dave's got something to fight for now. Before he was kind of like a drunk, one of them type dudes with no responsibilities. Now he's got kids and wife. So if he's ever going to fight hard, I've been watching his channel, he's been training hard, right? So if there's ever a time to pull your finger out your ass, it's now with a Saudi bag. So it's now or never. And at 10-1, put a tenner on, for me it's worth a punt. Because I believe there's a chance. Johnny Fisher went to university, and that don't mean nothing, but he comes from like a middle class background, and he tries to make it, oh, I've had to fight for everything. No, you haven't. We've seen you gaff, man. I'm pretty sure your dad runs his own business, so you ain't been struggling like that. Right. He's got a little cult following and whatnot. And yes, he blew Allen the Cabbage Babbage back out. Fine. Dave Allen's never had his back blown out. And he's hungry now. Again, this is the punt. It could go... Dave Allen could be the best ever and come in with the right psychological state and still get punched up. Or he could come in there and he just does what he normally does. Just ain't got it psychologically. He might be in the best shape ever physically, but a lot of it's about Dave Allen's mind. And I'm basically taking a punt that, number one, Johnny Fisher's going to have a soft, creamy middle on the inside, like most of the new age dudes do. Or he's just too crude for Dave Allen. Because Dave Allen has been in there with top operators. Dillian White, Ortiz. He has been in there. And I think the Dillian White fight was quite competitive, if I'm honest. And that's Dillian White, who at this point we'd like to believe is as good as, at least, Johnny Fisher. Anyway, here's some bars that inspired me. We'll get straight to it. Where is it? Here we go.
Johnny Fisher's a lovely fella, really nice fella. Of course someone that punches it in and he wants to punch mine in as well, so it's not a personal thing, it's sport. Well, hopefully he comes and has a go at me and he'll be over in 90 seconds again, because he'll walk onto something double quick time. If he comes and runs onto me like he did Alan Babbage, he'll get put flat on his back. I'm going to knock Johnny Fisher out, yeah, 100%. Come and have a go if you think you're hard enough, yeah.
Come and have a go if you think you're hard enough. Listen, I like the confidence, but again, I've been cut before the Dave Price fight. When Dave Allen fought Dave Price, I was like, yeah. But he said he was the best ever, and then after the fight, well, actually I wasn't training, so you can't really trust what Dave Allen says. However, I've seen enough circumstantial evidence, watching him on his YouTube channel, that it's worth a punt at 10-1. If this fight was priced at, like, I don't know, 2-1, I would look at it backwards. But at this price, it's worth a punt. It's worth a gamble. Why not? 10-1. Probably get bumped. But anyway, the build-up is worth it for me. I like doing it because I feel invested then. I feel like it's an emotional thing. You best believe it. The gambling cabal well and truly cooked my head. Losing money now that's why people do it, man. It's something about it. As kind of, what's the word? As retarded as it sounds, somehow we all find losing money addictive somehow. That's the bottom line. I've seen rich Donnies who love to gamble, so it's not just the fact you're broke. People love gambling. The Shekel gave you man that one. Anyway, here's some more bars from Dave Allen that inspired the YB.
I don't want to fight Bacoli or nothing like that. Who's got it? I ain't got a death wish. The most important thing is when the Johnny Fisher fight got given to me, it's like, what, you give me a winning lottery ticket against a kid that's a novice? Could have given me a Bacoli or Caballero, do you know what I mean?
I'm a Dave Allen fan, through and through. I loved his personality, I loved the way he carried himself, that he weren't flash, he weren't arrogant.
Johnny Fisher, as good as he may go on to be right now, he's not that good. He's just a big, strong kid.
But he was strong, he's tough, and he's not really meant to be where he is, but he's got there through hard work.
It's like when...
To the contrary, actually, he hasn't got there through hard work. Dave Allen got there through being Eddie Hearn's boy toy / some relative luck, really. He never worked hard. Dave Allen never worked hard like that. But one reason, whilst we're on the note, again, why I'm backing Dave Allen, this is the kind of shape he's in right now. This is the kind of shape he's in, people. He ain't playing. Well, listen, a lot of what's to do with Dave's problem is his mentality. So he could be in great physical shape and still lose it psychologically. That's arguably highly likely. But if he's in physical shape and he's got gas and he's feeling good, and psychologically he feels like Johnny Bash, and he wants Johnny Bash to come running at him. He's got kids now, he's got something to fight for. If there's ever a time to take a punt on Dave Allen at 10-1, it's now. He's saying all the right things, which he's always done, to be fair, but I believe it this time. I believed it before David Price fight, though, and he cucked me. So I stopped following him after that David Price fight, but apparently before the Fraser Clark fight, he was talking as well. He did okay with Fraser Clark, though. Fraser Clark kept low blowing, and Fraser Clark looked like his wheels were about to fall off, and that's Fraser Clark, who's probably about a similar level as Johnny Bash. So again, we're in the taking a punt situation right now. Oh, and by the way, on that note of how he looked, oh, come on, man, I swear I downloaded it. Dave Allen versus Lucas Brown weigh-in. The reason I'm showing you this, you've just seen the shape Dave Allen's in. He's never looked like that before. This was the weigh-in for the Lucas Brown fight. Here we go. This is the one I saw last time. Soft, and that's in the light. Super soft. Look at that there, soft, no shape. And Dave Allen said, I've never had a proper training camp before. I've always been... He was always the B-side. Probably not for the Lucas Brown fight, but he was more or less always the B-side. He's saying now, I've had the first 12-week camp of my career and I feel better than ever. Again, words are words, but I like it, man. I think, like I've said, I think Johnny Bash will have a creamy wafer centre. Sorry, that's wrong. I think Johnny Bash will have a creamy, succulent, jammy centre in him. Or there's certainly a high chance, in my opinion. He's got all this hype and whatnot. Blowing. How many times we've seen AJ blow bums out? And Dave Allen might be washed and he might be another bum and he blows him out. But if he's not, it's a bit like this for me. Is a bit like Liam Whittaker and this is a bit like Ben Whittaker and Liam Cameron. Same kind of shtick as well. The whole Sheffield Northerner shtick. No frills. Dave Allen straight up and down, no frills. Liam Cameron was straight up and down, no frills. But these new age hype jobs who have got a following and they're all pumped up, like Ben Whittaker, I think Johnny Fisher's alright. It's not like he's not arrogant and that, but still, it doesn't matter whether he's arrogant or not. He's got a soft, jammy, succulent, creamy centre in the middle of him, I believe. When it gets tough, he's going to think, oh, I don't need to do this because my dad's got this gambling bash hustle he's running and he's got options. Right? That's what I think's highly likely to be at the centre of him. So I'm taking a punt.
You know, when you're year 11, as a kid in year 7, you got to be like tougher than him to the grave. No matter how much he might grow. He's probably the one person I don't want to lose to the most in my whole career.
When my trainer at the time, Jamie Williams, said, do you want to go down and spar Dave Allen? I was at university, had no professional experience whatsoever. And I thought, sod it, why not? Let's have a go.
I just bashed him up like I would anyone else that would come to the gym to spar. I didn't know who we were. I didn't care for him.
When I was throwing them shots as a 19, 20-year-old, there was no process or no thought behind my work. I was just trying to survive and trying to get some work off of my own.
Yeah, probably I punched his head off, yeah. But he turned up to the gym to spar, I didn't know who we were.
It was a really, really tough experience, but one that fortified me and confirmed to me that I've got the minerals to be a heavyweight boxer. And to be a heavyweight boxer, to be a contender,
He's expecting a Dave Allen, an old man that's not interested. He's getting the same kid that bashed him up 5 years ago in the gym, even fitter, but just as nasty.
I think he believes he can beat me because of how we sparred 5 years ago. But unfortunately, he's not fighting 19-year-old Johnny Fisher who was selling meat on a van, studying for history in a university. He's fighting the Johnny Fisher that gone and sparred some of the best in the world.
Alan the Cabbage Babbage, man, come on, he's a cruiserweight. He's a little cruiserweight, man, Alan Cabbage Babbage, and he had his best days. Come on, man. Dave Allen knows his way around the ring, right? He's not always been the most prepared, or even he's not even been the most psychologically with it, and he might still not be, but come on, man. You can't, I've done it all. Sparring don't mean nothing. Don't mean a bean, and you can say, well, YB, that means that Johnny Fisher and Dave Allen sparring don't mean a bean. It don't mean a bean until it does. If you can go in there, and Dave's saying the right things, this guy is a boy to me. Yeah, he's a boy. It's a bit like Fake the Cake Paul. I feel it in me. Yeah, Fake Paul's got a whole bunch more boxing experience than me, but I know if I had to get in there with him, he's getting it. He's a gimp. Do you know what I mean? Like the same as Tommy Fury, I'm gonna have to get in there and put it on him. Have to. It's a religious obligation to go in there and put it on Fake the Cake Paul or Timmy Fury. It has to be done. No matter how unskilled you may or may not be, you have to go in there and have a go on them clowns. Right? That's how I feel inside. And Dave Allen's saying a similar thing. This guy, he's sweet. Yeah, he's a schoolboy to me.
And has got a bit of ringcraft of his own.
He's 25 and he's only gone past 4 rounds twice. And now he's got to face me. And I'm just a big, strong, horrible survivor.
With the work of Mark Sibbs, Jimmy.
And that's the thing as well. When Dave Allen's got 10 rounds, championship rounds experience as such, with top operators. I think he went 10 or 12 with Dillian White. These new age guys, yeah, they blow these cats out into 1, 2, 3 rounds, which is exactly what happened with Mark Tibbs' last prospect. The minute you get into past round 4, look at Ben Whittaker. The minute round 4 came and you're in a half decent fight, the energy zapped out of you. So like Dave Allen says, listen, Johnny might come out and whack Dave Allen and his knock spark out again, like Alan the Cabbage Babbage. But if he don't, and he's whacked himself out, cardio makes mice of all men. When you are goosed, when you are goosed in a boxing ring, there's nothing more emasculating. When you can be as hard as you want. When you got no cardio left, man, it's like you're a sitting duck. And we've seen it with Ben Whittaker. He didn't want no more. Ben Whittaker's an Olympic medalist and he's been doing it 10 years allegedly. When he got in the professional ranks with them little gloves and no one to save him after 3 rounds or no judges to jump or referee to jump in and save him to prevent a knockdown for the amateur rules, what did he do? He didn't want no more. And I believe it's potentially Johnny Barsh is the same. He won't want no more if it gets tough. Now Dave might go in there, not throw his hands, which he's been known to do, not come to win and be a B-side. And it goes 10 rounds and it's a stinker from Dave Allen's point of view. That's also arguably a high possibility. But if it's not, though, some people were saying it was a high possibility Ben Whittaker was going to box Liam Cameron's head off. And that's what I'm betting on here. I'm betting on the Liam Cameron effect. Yeah?
Tibbs, that combination of brute strength, fitness, now the ringcraft as well, I think that will pay the price.
The opening few rounds are going to be horrific. He's going to come out all guns blazing.
As soon as the bell goes, there's no mercy.
I can't wait for round 3 or 4 to start. And he looks over to me and his mouth's wide open and he's knackered. And I'm just smiling at him. And then the panic will set in. And then I'm going to get a little bit closer to him. I'm going to hear his breathing. And then I'm going to knock him spark out.
Whatever you say about Dave, yeah? Like Liam Cameron. This is the Liam Cameron philosophy. Dave Allen knows this game, whatever you say about him. Yeah? And them bars you just heard there, he's gonna come, Johnny Fisher's gonna come roaring out, giving it all he's got for 2 or 3 rounds. And in the 4th round, when he gets up and his mouth's hanging out, when his gum shield's hanging out, and he's puffing. And then now it's time. Now we're here now. You're here now. Yeah, this is the fight game now. And Johnny Fisher hasn't had that moment. Dave Allen might not be the guy to bring him to that moment. He might not be. But it's worth a punt. It's worth a punt. And it might turn out that it goes 6 rounds and Johnny Fisher's got loads of gas left and he's not a punk. But at 10-1, it's worth a punt that this guy's got something sweet on his inside. in this day and age. I don't believe all the hype until he's shown me something. He's shown me he can go out there and blow someone out who's standing like this. The Cabbage Babbage. But Dave Allen ain't the Cabbage Babbage. He's not.
He's going to come out all guns.
That combination of brute strength, fitness.
Like, these bars for me, listen, I am a homosexual for bars. If someone says the right thing, it turned me on. But these bars here are top level bars. Yeah, top level bars.
Now the ringcraft as well, I think that will pay the price.
The opening few rounds are going to be horrific. He's going to come out all guns blazing.
As soon as the bell goes, there's no mercy.
I can't wait for round 3 or 4 to start. And he looks over to me and his mouth's wide open and he's knackered. And I'm just smiling at him. And then the panic will set in and then I'm going to get a little bit closer to it.
The panic will set in. That's what sets in. That is what will set in. That is what will set in. It will be panic. Yeah, when you've got no gas left and you're in that ring, I can only imagine when you've done some sparring and whatnot, but imagine them, man. Like, in sparring you can just stop kind of thing. Oops. Yeah, you're blowing your ass off. You got 6 rounds left, and the guy in front of you is a professional fighter, like Liam Cameron was. Liam was just getting ready. True professionals, they start getting ready about round 3 or 4. Very rarely will you see a professional red hot in round 1 or 2. The professionals start getting going in round 4. But these new age guys, they come out blazing hot, thinking it's the amateurs, 2 or 3 rounds, and they are goosed at a professional pace in this day and age. Absolutely finished, blowing out their arse. And that is when the panic sets in. That is when the new age guys start jumping out the ring. They don't want no more. Yeah? They don't want no more. And it will be panic. It'll be like, oh my... In his mind, he'll be thinking, I'm dead, I'm finished. We got... It's mad. One more replay, man. In bars with fire, I'm not gonna lie.
And he looks over to me and his mouth's wide open and he's knackered and I'm just smiling at him. And then the panic will set in and then I'm going to get a little bit closer to him. I'm going to hear his breathing and then I'm going to...
Then I'll get a little bit closer to him. That's what happens as well. That's what happened with Liam Cameron. Yeah? Ben Whittaker started wilting and Liam wasn't all over it in the fight when Whittaker finally jacked. Yeah? You'd say Liam Cameron was getting a little closer. He was getting a little closer. Ben was a little slower. His shots had a lot less effect. It's like a gradual thing. The wilting of a man, there's something in that. I don't know. It's kind of like sexual almost. Seeing a man wilt like that on TV, especially when he talks a bunch as well. There's nothing like it. There's something in that, man. There's just wilting. You see him. You see the doubt in their mind just consuming them. I don't know. Listen, fair play. They're doing it. I'm not. But Ben Whittaker, he talks too much. Either way, though, whether you talk too much or not, that is the reality of it in the professional ranks. And I just hope Dave really believes that and executes on that. It might not be round 4. It might be round 6. But you've got to keep a pace and you've got to keep on him. If you're just backing up and he's whacking you, he's probably not going to get tired. It's when you're constantly on them, like Liam Cameron was. And Dave must know that. I
can't wait for round 3 or 4 to start. And he looks over to me and his mouth's wide open and he's knackered. And I'm just smiling at him. And then the panic will set in and then I'm going to get a little bit closer to him. I'm going to hear his breathing.
I'm going to hear his breathing. The level of detail here is just phenomenal. I'm going to hear his breathing. He's going to be puffing, man. He's going to be puffing. Johnny Fisher, yeah, he's like a small, stocky dude, stiff rugby player, and he's gonna swing left and right. He's quite crude, Johnny Fisher. He's good at swinging left and right with complete bums, nothing coming back. We'll see how long he can do that for. That's what we'll see. We'll find out how long he can just thrash around. He is crude. I'm sorry, Johnny Fisher's crude, and I believe it's a hype job.
And then I'm gonna knock him spark out.
Anyway, there's the breakdown, people. Let's see what happens. I'll probably get cucked, but it's worth a punt. Let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe, like off the bell, 100%. There's no doubt about this. People, stop it.